Becoming great at anything in life is a little like wrestling a gorilla. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when the gorilla's tired. So keep fighting and striving as though the only other option is death. Take the most amazingly talented team of 12 players in the country right now. If they replace the worst player on their roster with you, and you would be inspired to work harder than you are now because of the opportunity, then the fact you aren't working that hard now is one of the reasons you can't make that team in the first place. Our energy and passion is a well full of unreturnable gold of unknown depth. If this were life, we do best to spend wisely, just in case the depths were shallow. But it's a game, so dig deep and spend every piece just in case the depths are infinite. The regret of burning out early pales in comparison to having a lot left in the tank in the end. And we're live. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing today, man? I think it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? So we talk about the Thursday stuff today, which is all the team stuff. All right, and again, the Tuesday, Thursday team stuff. We're gonna talk about it in a second. I believe that's this one. Yeah. Oh no, that's tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that, but it's all right. But the team stuff, it's very important for actualizing your skill. But it's not very important for actually gaining the skill. And it's a paradox that we work with. What's up, Finn Kaufman? It's a paradox that we work with, whether it's going for to improve ourselves or trying to improve the team. And it's a back and forth, and you want to do both. But there's a funny thing. No matter what team you're on, the better the team that you're on, the better you're going to appear. Okay? Appear. It's not going to change your skills. It's not going to make you better, but people will think that you're better. But the better that you are, the greater team that you can possibly make. So that's like real. So in that sense, working out for yourself is really the only real thing. Everything else is it's an illusion. It's like a magic trick, basically. All right. When you do team stuff, it's like a magic trick. It's like perfecting a magic trick. It's like when I do this, when I do that, we're here, you're there, and you know what? We're not very tall, so we're gonna play a zone or whatever it may be, right? You're just like working with what you're given. All right. We can't shoot, so we're gonna press. We can't do this, so we're going to do this. We can do this, so we're going to do this, right? You're just working with whatever scraps that you're given, all right? But during skill stuff, that's actually making yourself into a better player. And that stuff, it weighs so much. And I know that we have team practices, and we're going to talk about team practice stuff today, but I just don't want you guys to get it twisted. We do the team stuff in large part just to quell everybody's, thirst for brotherhood and things like that, just to get more money and more like a program, because if you don't have a team, no one's going to want to work out, right? So I mean, it is what it is. Not everyone in Serena and Venus Williams are at least like their dad. Even those two were like, I want to play, right? Their dad forced them to work out that much. All right, so understand that it's important in the way that you unite and you can learn how to win, but it's not very important in trying to reach college or trying to reach the pros. It's just not. All right. So focus a lot more on the actual improvement of your skill. All right. Let's begin. Let's start with the movie of the day. This one's fun. All right. This movie is called Wildcats. It's with Goldie Hawn. And I mean, if you're too young to understand who Goldie Hawn is, her daughter is someone who is now too old for you to understand who she is. All right. What was her daughter's name? I forgot her daughter's name, but basically Goldie Hawn married this dude who's like a famous actor. Married Bill Hudson. There you go, I guess. And then their daughter is Jennifer Hudson. Yeah. So it's like a big family, and I don't know, they're hella famous. But she is the coach in this movie, and you've probably already seen movies like this. I mean, there was Eddie, the basketball movie with Whoopi Goldberg, who got a chance to coach the New York Knicks. It was like a woman's coaching us. There was Sunset Park with Rita Perlman. She got a chance to coach an inner city black team. There was Michelle Pfeiffer, got a chance to teach an inner city black school. All right, there's all these basically white women come to the aid of black athlete stories, and then they have basically the same jokes. Where everyone gets naked in the locker room and they're in there. It's like that kind of movie. She doesn't quite know what she's talking about, so it's pretty cliche in that regard. But this was the originator. All right, as far as I know, this was the first time that someone did this little trope where there was a woman out of place in a man's world, and it was a sport, and she was coaching and they're playing, and they had to figure it out. All right. And sadly, what year was this? Let me see. Let's see. What year was this movie? Wildcats. It was, I want to say like 80. Wildcats, 1986. All right. And sadly, here we are some 35 years later, and we've still never had a woman coach. Like, not even, maybe like college basketball. There's been like a woman, like a head coach. Maybe. Like at a small school, maybe. But for like pros, none. All right. And I mean, if you think that like being a man enables us to understand more, why would you say that? I mean, you would say that because, well, this woman has never played football. Okay, so now what you're saying is if you've never played football, then you can't understand what it's like to be a player. Well, there's many coaches who have never played the sport. And someone like Stan Van Gundy and Jeff Van Gundy, who only played, they played at a low college, but still, they didn't play at the NBA, right? To say that they're not better coaches than Michael Jordan, that's stupid, all right? Because, being a coach, actually, I would say as being a player, especially if you're a great player like Michael Jordan, it's hard to coach. That's why it's so hard for me to coach high school players, because I was a great high school player. It would be easy for me to coach college players because I was an average college player. All right? Because, I had to figure things out in college, while high school was just raise my hands up, jump over everyone. What the hell? This is easy, right? So that's where Michael Jordan was. So it's almost like saying if you didn't play the game and you understand it that way, that you would actually be a better coach. So like look where Steve Kerr was. He was an average NBA player, great NBA coach. All right, so the greater that you are at the level, I think that kind of hurts you because you can't relate to everyone. All right, and you can't relate to actual strategies and things to pull off, and you can't relate to your low-level players versus high-level players. So I don't know why there hasn't been a women's coach. I mean, I do know why. It's patriarchy, but it's got to end at some point in time because men are even taking women's jobs and on the women's side. They're even like, so what do women do? Stay in the kitchen and cook? Nope. Professional cooks are always men. All right? Anything where there's like a chance to make some money, men take over. It's crazy. All right? If a movie makes a cliche, then it was a good movie. Exactly. If you create the cliche, then you did a great movie. Anyway, this movie is the 8th grade movie of the month called Wildcats. Fun part about these 80s movies, for you kids right now, if you ask your parents to buy it and watch it with you, they will buy it in a heartbeat. They'll be like, you want to watch Goldie Hawn? Oh my God. I remember her from blah, 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 blah. She was like in the 70s show, like, what was it called? I forgot. Oh, Laugh-In. It was called Laugh-In. It was before my time, but it was like Saturday Night Live, but like crazier. They were like all on drugs. It was a really weird show. But yeah, she was also in Three's Company, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, all right, that's the movie of the month, and I'm moving on. Let's get all the workout stuff out the way. We got Buffalo layup drill. And then we have points in the pot, handoff defense, contest shots, 0 to 3 seconds down by 3 with free throws, and then Olympic drill. All right. For team practices, this is why we're going to learn this stuff. We start with the Buffalo drill because we want to learn how to sprint, pass the ball on the run, get the ball back, pass the ball ahead on the run, and then get the ball back, then bounce pass it for a layup, and learn how to keep pace with our offense. And I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but a lot of players don't know to pass the ball ahead of someone as they're sprinting. And a lot of players don't even trust their teammates to even sprint hard enough. So if they're running, they're going to be like jogging in place, right? But and then the hardest part about this is to catch the ball on the run, take your 2 steps, reload, and then pass the ball while you're still on the run without slowing down. So the Buffalo layup drill enables us to do that. All right. Then we have points in the pot. What's up, Rohit Das? Points in the pot game. This one's a game where you can play with your friends or you can play by yourself, I guess. I suppose you could play this by yourself, but it's kind of hard. But basically, when you shoot a shot, you each have 7 points, and you're shooting free throws. All right, you can play with like many people, or just 2 people, or like whatever, right? And every shot that you shoot adds a point to the pot. All right, so you shoot, and if you miss, there's no points in the pot. No points get taken from your score. The next person shoots, and they make it. 1 point's added to the pot. And then the next person shoots and makes it, 2 points are added to the pot. The next person shoots and misses it, 2 points are taken away from his score, and now he's down to 5. So now it's 7-5. The first person to 0 loses. If there's multiple people, if you get 0, you're out. Maybe there's a punishment if you're out, like sprinting or like playing some push-ups or whatever, just practicing free throws. Who knows? All right. So that's points in the pot game, and it makes every free throw more like game-like. All right. In terms of flat show on the dribble handoff. We talked about this before because my man Finn Kaufman, he had a question on it. So, but I'll go over it again anyways. And when there's a dribble handoff, basically anytime that there's a screen, we want to help someone, okay? So if this guy right here has the ball and this guy right here screens for him, the kind of defense that we're going to play is as soon as he comes off the screen like this, he's going to jump up and go over. He's going to go double team and make this guy go backwards. And then someone else can rotate to this guy and guard him like that. All right? But if it's a dribble handoff, it's almost the same thing, except we really can't help too much. All right? So if it's a dribble handoff, which is him dribbling to the side, he's going to hand the ball off to his player. Well, now if we jump and he goes over, he can fake it and just go to the basket. And so that's not good. So we want to stay in front of this guy if he's dribbling. All right? And then when he actually hands it off and you see them make a connection and you see him hand it off, this guy still wants to go over so that they don't shoot the 3. And you see him make that connection, you are now too late to jump out. You don't want to do that. You want to stay here and you want to go flat. Straight across, wherever that handoff was, you go flat show and you're going to match up with him. So as he moves, you move. All right? As this guy moves, you move. All right? You stay even with him until this guy gets back in front of him and he says, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Then you sprint to your man. All right? So that's a flat show off a dribble handoff. Understand it. Call it out. You guys are allowed to cheat on defense by talking, so just talk constantly. Next one up, we got our contest shots. All right, closeouts, walling up, and not fouling on fast breaks. All right, you want to contest shots. You want to make sure that, like, let's say, like, you know, in the history of my Wi-Fi isn't working. Dang, dude. It's all right. Maybe Rohit will win the trivia today. All right. In the history of everyone shooting against your team, I bet you if you separated the shots that were over a hand and the shots that were open would have a higher percentage. That's just, right, theoretical math right there. All right. Only people that kind of shoot better with a hand in their face is like Steph Curry, right? So what you want to do is put a hand in their face. You want to gamble as less as you can. Your goal is not to block their shot. Your goal is not to steal the ball. Your goal is to make their percentage go lower. And when you try to block a shot, like let's say that they're shooting right here, and you try to block their shot, you're aiming for the ball, they can still see the basket. So as they shoot it, you're not bothering their shot. So out of, let's say, the entire game, how many block shots are you getting? Well, if you're the best block shot person in the NBA, you're getting 3 block shots a game. All right? J.R. Smith, yeah, he shoots better with someone in his face. All right, but so you're getting 3 blocks a game if you're the best shot blocker in the NBA. 3 blocks a game. How many times is your man shooting? Well, if he's the best player, shooting about 20 times. That means out of 20, you're going for the block and not going for his eyes and actually like contesting it. So you're giving him 20 uncontested shots, but now 17 of them he's getting off because he's going to get blocked 3 times because you're the best shot blocker in the freaking world, okay? But chances are you aren't, so it's less than 3. But so he would shoot 17 out of 20, all right? Open shots, 17 out of 20. Let's say he makes half, all right? That means that his percentage was, I can't do that kind of math, but we'll say 9 out of 17. So that means he shot 9 for 20. All right? That's 45%. Pretty good percentage because you were going for the block every single time, and that's him shooting 50%. 50%. Now, on the same 20 shots, if you chose to go right here in his face, right there, and not go for the block, well, now you get 0 blocks. So now he's getting off 20 shots. Can Can you stop? Will a hand in his face lower his percentage enough to make it worth it? And I think that it does. All right? Probably with a hand in his face where he can't even see the basket, I would say he's going to shoot about 35%, maybe even 30%. So now he's made 6 points compared to before when he was making 16 points. So that's an enormous difference. You get no blocks in your stat line, sorry, but he gets far less points. And if you're trying to, like, on a fast break, trying to steal the ball from him, and he does like he just does a spin move and he gets an uncontested layup, he's never going to miss that layup. And the times that you get a steal are very, very rare. But now if you're there for the layup and contesting it, now he's trying to make a contested layup, that percentage goes way down. So while it doesn't help your stats, it does help the game. So make sure that you can test shots. So as you go through screens, they're shooting overhand. As they penetrate and kick, they're shooting overhand. When they're on a fast break, you're turning them. So if they're trying to score with the right hand, you make them score with the left. If they're trying to score with the left hand, you make them score with the right. If they're in the post and they dribble, you wall up. You don't jump and block it. You just wall up and make them shoot a tough hook shot. So you make every single shot less likely to go in, and then you're winning. All right? When all is said and done, you win the game. You get 0 steals, 0 blocks, but you win by 20. A good coach will see the difference in that. And people that just jump and try to block shots or go for steals all the time, people like me, we take advantage of guys like you because we'll just pump fake and then make you foul us. All right? John, trying to block a shot, change the shot. No, it doesn't. Unless the guy's scared, unless he sucks. All right? Because a good shooter is going to shoot the same shot. Either he was going to pump fake it because you're too close, or he's going to shoot the same shot and he's not going to get it. Basically, what I'm saying is, I would rather you be over your hand be over here, trying to block the shot, than in my face. Does that make sense? As a shooter, I would rather see the basket than to not see the basket. I think it'd be nice. Now, you being there helps either way. You're right. Going for the ball, getting kind of close, maybe being behind me and breathing on my neck, like Lance Stevenson, all that stuff affects me. But nothing affects me more than you making me blind. All right? That's the worst thing you can do besides foul me. All right? So that's all I'm trying to say. My practice is canceled. Why? Were you guys doing drugs? Don't do drugs, guys. Come on. Come on now. All right. Anyways. All right. Moving on. Let's go. Finished up. We got our 0 to 3 seconds, down by 3 with free throws. Sideline out of bounds, off a timeout. All right, so we have 2 seconds left. They shot free throws, and we have the ball. We want to make a good solid screen. All right, and we want to catch and shoot. There's not going to be too much time. You can catch, pump fake, take one dribble possibly, especially if you're down by 3. All right, if you're down by 2, however, you can go to the basket in 2 seconds. 1 second, maybe not as much. But again, it all starts off with setting solid screens. All right? If it's reversed, as I say many, many times, and we're up by 3, you make them make a tough shot. All right? Force them to make a tough shot. Switch every screen. It's 2 seconds left. They can't do that much. All right? They can't even really pass back to the inbounds player, too. So you can go like almost jump a double team, but you don't foul them. If they're down by 2, it's a little different. You have to watch the post player. You have to play straight up. But again, don't foul. Make them beat you. All right. Last one is Olympic drill. 3-on-2, 2-on-1 break. Sprinting in. And make sure that you guys talk a lot during this drill. When you go 3-on-2, you run wide. When you pass the ball from the top, you bounce past it ahead of them and then go to the strong side elbow. When you're on defense, you make them pass the ball as much as you possibly can. If they pass more than a few times, the person coming in to help you on defense can get there in time. And that's basically your job on the fast break, is to make them, just like contest shots, you make them pass the ball more than once, more than twice if you can. Then once you guys get the ball, you sprint up. All right, and one person takes the ball down the middle, the other 2 sprint on the side, and you try to beat them while they're trying to figure out who's on defense next. And you go at them, and when you get the ball on the wing, you're going in for a dunk. If they rotate over, it's one pass for the layup or one pass back to the person that passed to you for a shot. You take care of it quickly. You don't pass the ball around because you're not running any kind of plays. That's how you do Olympic drill. So if I put my hand on their face, I checked. It is really easy. Well, you can just trust me, Rohit. If they can't see the basket, it's not good. Yes. And the chance of you getting tons of blocked shots on 3-point shots or jumpers is very, very low. But I guess, Rohit, if you're right, average 10 blocks a game, and then you can prove me wrong. Good luck, Rohit. You'll be the first person in history to block a whole bunch of jumpers, and you're only 6 foot, 6'1". Dang. Rohit's going to be the best shot blocker in the world. But yes, if you're not blocking, just go for their eyes instead. I need to put my palm in their face. I would say that, yeah. More of your hand, the better. All right, moving on. We got our quote of the day. All right, turn your wounds into wisdom. Because they both start with W. Is that why? Is that what we're going with there? Both 6 letters? Nah. Turn your wounds into wisdom. When bad stuff happens to you, when bad stuff occurs, so I just tried to block it. I played this guy who made it whenever he shot it, so I just tried to block it. I would still say just go for their eyes because, again, you won't be getting fouls. When you try to go for the ball and their shot's right there, you're very likely to hit them. But more importantly, don't block it because you shouldn't leave your feet on closeout. John, you should start with that first. I would say that too. Yeah, you should not even jump. Again, people always say, like, I'm a great defender. I'm a great defender. And they're like, wow, you're so good on defense. And that was at the pro level, at the college level, everything like that. And this is one of my tricks that I do. And I will even be in the position where I can block their shot. I will move my hand so I don't block their shot because I know that I've already altered it. And I know if I block their shot, they might get the ball back. But if I just let him miss, then we're going to get the ball. So if the guy's shooting a crazy shot, I will intentionally not block his shot sometimes. That's how much I believe in that. I just want their percentage to go down. All right, so just trust me on this one. Anyway, turn your wounds into wisdom. All right, anything bad that happens to you, you got to be more experienced because of it. It's a good thing that it happened. All right, especially when you're young. All right, if you get your heart broken, whatever. I mean, it happens. All right, turn all that into wisdom. You want to become a better human being because of some better basketball player, better everything. All right, if you fail a test, that's a wound. All right. You can make up for it. Have that be the impetus that puts you over the edge into becoming a straight A student. All right, turn your wounds into wisdom. That is the Thursday quote of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday quote of the day. All right. Moving on, we got our trivia time. Let's do it. All right. For the trivia today, Ben Kaufman's kicking butt again. Yet again. It's what he does. All right. Now, this trivia is kind of old, but I'm pretty sure the answer is still true. But I'm going to go ahead and put a date on it. All right. So the trivia question is this. All right. Which pair of brothers, not like black people, like actual blood brothers, which pair of brothers began their NBA careers with the same team? Which pair of, and this is in the 70s, 80s, okay? 70s, 80s, that is your hint. That will also take away anyone who's done it recently. I'm pretty sure that they haven't, though, but yes. All right. Which pair of brothers began their NBA careers with the same team? That's actually a hard question. I don't even know how you can Google that. All right. But good luck with it. I have the answer right here. One of them is a Hall of Famer. All right. That's another hint as well. Where is my point from yesterday? Well, Rohit, you didn't answer the question correctly, so you don't get a point. Yeah, you have to answer the question correctly, Rohit. That's part of the deal. You can't just say Tyson Chandler like you did yesterday and get the answer wrong when the answer was Elton Brand. Okay? Yeah, dude. Anyways, all right. Moving on, what do we have for the picture of the day? You can answer anytime between now and the end. By the way, I'll say the answer as the last thing. Steph Curry is more like MJ than LeBron is. Oh, I believe that. Oh, maybe not. Okay, we judge. It depends on how you're judging MJ. MJ was so amazing at a few different things, right? All right, his legacy, in terms of legacy, it is LeBron is like him. In terms of greatness, LeBron is like him. In terms of skill, well, I mean, obviously, Steph Curry is more like MJ than LeBron because LeBron doesn't have that much skill. But what I say is this, and I think this is where they're getting at. In terms of changing the game, in terms of being a complete outlier, what was it? It was Elton Brand yesterday. Elton Brand. It was he was the first round. He was the first pick for Chicago. Then he got traded to the Clippers. He did not play for the Clippers. Tom and Dick Van Arsa. You said them before, but it was not them. They didn't play for the same team. They didn't get drafted. Google sucks. I told you it's gonna be a hard one. This one's almost ungoogleable. All right, but I believe that Steph Curry is more like Shaquille O'Neal. All right, because he's so dominant that they're basically changing all the rules and everyone's trying to copy him. And when Shaq was doing his thing, you couldn't stop him. It was like you watched him every night. It was like amazing. I watched Jordan, and he wasn't like that. He was more like Kobe Bryant, and more like I don't know more like Kevin Durant, where it's like, yo, this guy's good. Yo, this guy's good. Like that. But when I watch Steph, you're just like, oh my God! Like when Jordan dunked, it would be like that. But like when Shaq was out there, it was a thing. Yo, sorry I'm late. Practice just ended. What's up, Connor Rush? So yeah, Steph is more like Shaq, but is he more like Jordan than LeBron? Maybe, yeah, maybe in terms of skill, but not in terms of legacy. I don't think Steph will be like that because he's not big enough. Really weird how that is. He tends to go to bigger guys. But if he wins the next two, let's say, then I think that you have a great argument. I think you have an amazing argument, actually. If he wins the next two championships, that would be an amazing argument. I don't know. You have to give it to him at some point. John, in case you don't see it, read the chat before Connors. Dominique and Gerald Wilkins. It is not Dominique and Gerald Wilkins, but they did play for the same team eventually. Those two guys, I think they did play for the same team, because Finn only gets one guess. That is not the right answer, no. All right, let's finish up, and then I will tell you the right answer. Let's go with the story of the day real quick.
Either time goes too fast, or it goes too slow. Pick one, and then mentally stick to the script in regard to patiently waiting to achieve your success or living for each day by working as hard as you can. In life, we tend to switch between the two mindsets when it least suits us, while switching them for our benefit instead is far more ideal.
All right, so either time goes too fast or too slow. Check the trivia from yesterday. What is yesterday's question? Look it up. It's online. You can just rewind, all right? Anyways, but yes, time goes too fast or too slow. Like if we're doing planks, we're like, dude, time goes so slow. But if we're trying to study for a test, you're like, oh my God, time's going too fast, right? It's up to you to switch it whenever it's most convenient for you. But what we do is we switch it when the way that is least convenient for us. Don't do that to yourself. All right. If you think that time is going slow, great. Work out every freaking day and use time like that. All right. And just get better. All right. If you think time is going by too fast, then stop freaking out and understand that, yo, your career is almost over. If time's flying like that, your career is almost over. So you might as well, don't worry about it. Run that mile, and don't worry, it won't ever end because time is going too slow, right? So switch it around like that, and that's the smart thing to do. I see you, Connor. Check homework. I don't actually, though, because you are in Colorado. All right. Anyways, let's finish up. We got our middle school stuff. Start passing, post catch, quick finish, 3-on-3 defensive positioning. The repeat. Two sides of the court, press break, repeat. 49 seconds down by 3 with free throws, bigs versus guards. And then our high school one, we got layups, sideline of bounds, zone flex. Don't cross the half court on the trap. 0 to 3 seconds down by 3, and 5 on 5 the Nash, then dash. Check it out. Our homework real quick. We got Rohit, and I did notice Connor posting some. He posted a few workouts yesterday, so good job for that, Connor. And then to finish up for our trivia question today, it's this one. It was Bernard King and Albert King. The King brothers from Brooklyn were both drafted by the Nets. Bernard, a four-time All-Star and scoring champion with the Knicks in 1985, was drafted 7th overall in 1977 and inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2013. Younger brother Albert was selected 10th overall in 1981 and featured prominently in Rick Tellender's classic basketball book, Heaven is a Playground. So that's the answer. No one got it today, but great job, you guys. Anyone showing up tonight, I will see you at the workout. Anyone showing up on Sunday, that's the award ceremony. Make sure that you sign up for that. All right, everybody, I am out. Have a great day. Don't forget that the quote of the day is, turn your wounds into wisdom. That's all I got. See you guys.